planned for today's session?
So today is a bit of a all-around kind of swim, so mixture, get the toys involved, a little bit of threshold. It's kind of like to try and like increase recruitment as much as possible. Yeah, should be a bit of fun. Let's get inside. Yeah, I felt pretty heavy in the water today. That's how it is, you know, training. I think this week's training is about 25, 26 hours, so nothing ridiculous, but I've been pretty heavy on since beginning of Jan now, so yeah, got back. We've got a run session later, which is 4 times 8 minutes threshold, which will be pretty tasty, so I'm gonna get back and I'll let you guys know exactly what's happening in my life at the moment, and the race is coming up. We filming?
Yeah,
cool.
filming,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. How was the swim this morning?
Yeah, swim was good, but like not good, if you know what I mean. In a pretty heavy week load block kind of thing. So I always find if I'm feeling pretty fatigued from like the day before. So yesterday was a big sort of, I think it was 4 hours 45 in the end on the bike. With pretty high average power. I always feel the kind of effects of it the next day, so I just felt a bit sluggish in the water, a little bit heavy, paces are a little bit slower than I want them to be, but overall it was okay. But yeah.
Cool. What's planned for the rest of the day?
So the plan is I've just had some pretty good breakfast, tried to refuel. As I said, I felt a bit tired this morning in the swim, so tried to get a decent amount of calories in, and then I'm just going to try and let that digest for a couple of hours, do a bit of admin, and then get myself out for a 90-minute run. Main set on that is 4 times 8 minutes at sort of very, like I would almost say like tempo into the threshold. I'm going to be roughly running about 330 to 325 per K hopefully, if the legs are there. So yeah, it should be pretty solid, but hopefully solid controlled, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. How's the training been going over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, so pretty good, I think. Like I use like Training Peaks and like CTL, and had sort of track fitness on that along with my coach. And like I know it's not the be all end all, but fitness wise on that is trending up. In terms of like how I've been feeling, like definitely like power, sustainability on the bike is getting better. Those kind of like easy, cruisy kind of runs are definitely feeling a little bit more cruisy than they did a few weeks back. And I've come off this sort of VO2 max block in January, and started to get a little bit more sort of specific heading towards that. When only like 3 weeks now from race season. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the current level of fitness. Feel like I'm in a pretty heavy block in the sense that I am feeling pretty tired. But hoping that once I kind of fully absorb all this work, and then hit the race season, hopefully the winter training would have paid off a little bit.
Talking about your race season, word on the street is you're racing Lanzarote on a road bike. Is that true or not?
So yeah, I'm having a bit of a bike issue at the moment. Found a little crack on the frame. I don't think it's anything too structural, but it's something that I don't think anyone should risk. I think, you know, when you've got an issue, so looking at avenues to repair or replace the frame, and hopefully in 3 weeks time I'll have a bike to ride. Currently just on the roadie, just getting the training done, but yeah, really hoping that, well, I won't be racing on the road bike, so either hopefully I've got a new bike by then, or hopefully I will be very nicely lent one by someone.
Talking about your next year's race season, what's on the cards for you?
Yeah, so first race of the season is in literally 3 weeks time now, so in 70.3 Lanzarote. The reason I wanted to do that was I've got an Ironman planned for April, and I didn't want that race to be the first time I kind of like towed the line in the year. I find that like the race rehearsal of like swim start, transitions, kind of that all around preparation in and out of a race is kind of quite stressful, and I felt like I needed to have that stress before going into full distance. So 70.3 Lanzarote in March, 3 weeks time. And then I will roll into a 5-week block then into Ironman Texas, which is the race that I should have been at last year, and if anyone remembered, I got COVID 6 days before the start of that race, so I will be avoiding people in the next month or so. And then basically I didn't want to race in May and kind of most of June, but I'm expecting my first child on the 20th of May, so I've decided to kind of, after Texas, to shut it down in terms of racing for like 6-7 weeks, but allow myself to kind of again get back into training, put a nice big block in, and then I'll be on the start line at Challenge Roth, which if you haven't seen the start list at Challenge Roth yet, go online and check that out, because it's probably going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, full distance races this year. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you haven't, and you've been watching all my videos and you haven't pushed subscribe yet, what are you doing with yourselves? So quickly click that button. If you've enjoyed the video, obviously please give it a like, and then if you have any questions on what I've chatted about in the video, or any advice for races to do later this season, please drop it in the comment section, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.